DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for an account every single day. I'm your host, Rudo, joined by AJ Hafley. Oh, yeah? Did we just do the whole podcast like that? I'm sure everyone would love that. The Avs win their second game in the rookie tournament to go 2 out of 3 in the whole thing, 7-4 over the San Jose Sharks in what was a lineup where all of the super big names at least were removed. No Bowers, no Newhook, no Byram, no Ranta. Thank you.
No Tempo Ranta.
Yeah. So Olausen, Wingerli, Barron, kind of the biggest names. I guess you could throw Bocage in there too.
Big Clerms.
Clerms was there. Foodie was still there. So a handful of still interesting guys as far as Avs actually owning the rights to them is concerned.
Big Clerms.
Do you like him today or no?
No.
Okay. He did take a penalty late in the game. He did have a fun breakaway that he bricked, but things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a weird hockey game.
It was a very weird hockey game. I would like to say for the first time in my professional career, heckled referees while in the stands.
Live the dream.
I was very frustrated with them.
Okay.
So I ended up heckling them. It was weird.
What were you heckling? Give me some specifics here.
It was one of the penalty calls. I was just like, the goalie interference that they called on Jack O'Brien.
Yeah.
Because he was battling in front, and because I don't remember which goaltender it was, just like laid down, like flew backwards, and it was like,
bro,
really? I didn't love that. I didn't love that at all.
Fair enough.
And then there were some other things. There were some other things throughout the game that, like, they were getting all cute with the not dropping the puck again, and then they were yelling at players.
Yeah.
And this is the same crew. This was the same crew from yesterday's game that yelled at Byram, who, by the way, I found out they were shouting at Byram for shooting the puck at them at center ice because he was giving them the puck.
So he was giving them the puck, and they got
for the next face-off, and I guess they thought it was a hurry up
intent behind it.
Yeah, like, can we get this going? And so he gave them he shot the puck in their general direction, and I guess
every player does after every play when a face-off is coming up.
I guess that's what set Dick Cheese off, but he was there, and but he was talking to players, and I was like, you're a moron, bud. I don't like you. Don't skate within the vicinity of my corner, because I did not sit in the media today. I sat down in the very corner where they were attacking twice.
Yeah,
because I wanted to get a little different angle.
Well,
and it worked great. Yeah. I got that Nick Henry goal.
I'm sure it was a fun angle of the Bocage goal to start things off as well, but
I wasn't there for that.
Too slow.
Yeah,
hate to see it.
Yeah, morning traffic in Phoenix was not something I had planned for.
Not that, I mean,
whoops.
You don't need to see it. You already know what it looks like when Bocage scores a goal because he just shot the puck real good.
It's true. Something he didn't do later in the game when he missed an empty net.
Yeah, that should have been a goal. I mean, they ended up scoring on that power play anyway, but my goodness, both him and Henry missed wide open chances on that power play. $1 for every goal Bocage scores for the Eagles this season. He gave $20. I like it. I like the confidence. Be a good year for Bocage if he puts in 20.
Yeah, I'd be really encouraged by that.
Thank you for the super chat, Craig. Much appreciated. I feel like we've kind of covered Bocage enough. It was nice that we saw the shot. He gets the goal tonight, but the story is the same as it was before. He's got to build a player around that shot.
Yep, got a long way to go still. Intriguing tool set. Just time to get to work.
Yep.
It's going to be a long development path. This is probably going to be 2 to 3 years.
I'd say at least 2 for sure. But looking at the rest of this lineup, realistically, this game was a mess. The second period was wacky as hell. The
second period, it looked like they had a defense full of ATOs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
Like when your defense, like when your second best defender was a 6th round pick like 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's where you're at. It's where you're at. But it was quite messy to see the Avs go up 2-0 and then give up 4 straight in like 10 minutes of hockey.
Well, and it was like they were all kind of the same. It was like these net front scrambles, busted coverage, and then Peyton Jones
not achieving a save in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. I
like not achieving a save. I like it. He didn't make a save. He didn't stop the puck. He did not. He failed to achieve a save.
Yeah.
Achievement not unlocked, and Xbox will be keeping those 10 points forever.
Yeah, they're not coming back. Yeah, it was the defensive coverage was rough. The rushes, just top to bottom, you had forwards lazy on the back check. You had completely blown coverages. It was wild.
Graham Swart, guy that I was intrigued to see.
Nope, not today.
Can't do that if you're an ATO.
Yep.
Can't do that. Just not a good day for the kid.
It was not. Not that it was much better for any of the other defensemen, but
yeah, I had given up on Rhett Reinhardt at that point.
Right.
There was this group of 3 older guys sitting behind me who were Sharks fans, and they loved Rhett Reinhardt for some reason. It was so random.
That is pretty random.
And they weren't related to him, big Sharks people, and they were just like, oh, this Rhett Reinhardt. And I just couldn't get over the idea that I want to be them when I grow up.
Just going to random rookie
like,
be like, yeah,
I like these are like three dudes who are of retirement age, wearing Hawaiian shirts and cargo shorts, and like go into the rink with their buddies, just watching hockey, just chilling. Just like I was like, oh my god. Rudo, when we're 65, we got to still be going to rookie tournaments.
I'm down. All right. Don't have to put any of the work in. Just have to be like that.
Dude,
kid. I like that kid.
They just showed up and were like, "Go Sharks! Love you, Rhett Reinhardt."
Hey, look, maybe they're big Flin Flon Bombers fans. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So it was. Yeah, just an interesting. I was like, these guys rock.
AJ, what's your take on fighting at the rookie tournament? Because I think it's like the dumbest thing imaginable.
I understood the Boucher fight after the slash on Zegras, where it was like, that's our star player. You can't be doing that. So I understood that one. I didn't understand the Cal Burke fight today.
Yeah,
it seemed pretty random and out of the blue. It happened right in front of me. Like they were getting going, and it was just like, why? But whatever. It wasn't staged. These were 2 dudes that just wanted to punch each other. So luckily the sport has a mechanism in place that allows them to have at it.
True enough.
So I think it's. You and I aren't like huge.
Yeah.
We're not like huge. Like fights are awesome. Like some of them are. In a rookie, in this kind of thing, I don't know. It's whatever. If they want to fight, they can fight, man. Whatever they think helps.
I'm not going to stop them. I just struggle with. I struggle with the entire concept of like
the wisdom
being
of it.
encouraged, like especially if you're an ATO and it's like you're not even getting paid to play hockey yet, and you're gonna risk throwing hands with a dude.
I think Burke is on an AHL deal, which is about as close as you can get to also not being paid to play hockey.
Yeah, better than an ECHL deal, I guess. But
I mean, that's like what? We pay your rent?
Basically, they provide housing, and then it's like, I think for the average player, it's like $500 a month or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's not much. But anyway, not the major point we want to get into here anyway.
Yo, Wyoming rules, okay?
Wyoming is just kind of there. I don't care about it either way.
All right. It's a very American response.
What?
I feel like if you polled 90% of the country, that would be their response.
All right. What is the most real? North Dakota, Wyoming, or Finland?
What's the most real?
Yeah, one of those is the most real.
I'm going to go with North Dakota and Finland.
Wyoming is the least real of those three.
Wyoming is a lie. Perpetuated on the American people by big tech.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, what was Andreas Wingerli? Who would be in his weight class? He has to fight Zdeno Chara.
Derby. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Nathan Gerby?
Yep.
Yeah, Grimaldi, DeBrincat, definitely. Yeah. He's not allowed to fight Sam Gerard. That's nope. No friendly fire.
Yeah. I don't know who else would be small enough. There's not many.
Svechnikov.
He's not small enough. He's just a terrible fighter.
That's why I picked him. What's Alexander Semin up to? Slap hands!
Okay, if we're going to continue going down this road, I need a beer. So hit up Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. Get it down at the DNVR bar on tap. Check it out there. Also check out their Good Company Hard Seltzer. Also, get yourself some Breck Brew and go on the party bus this weekend to the Broncos game, because we're getting you the hookup. Going to be taking a party bus down to Mile High. It's going to be an absolute blast. I think AJ put it the other day that it's basically just like the tailgate show on wheels. So go enjoy yourself with the party bus and all the DNVR crew. Tickets are just $20 now, is it? No, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. Tickets are $30. You get pizza, you get beer, you get to hang out with the tailgate crew for the whole tailgate before the game. They'll also take you back, so it's round trip. They got you covered for basically the price of parking there anyway. You might as well have some fun with the party bus, watch an amazing Broncos game, and vibe with the DNVR folks. You can go ahead and click the link on our pinned tweet from the DNVR Broncos account to get tickets, or go to the event calendar on the main website. Either way. AJ's got some Smart Water.
I love Smart Water. You know why? Because it tastes good.
I will not be going to the...
Yeah, we can't go to the party bus. We have training camp this weekend.
It's training camp all week for us.
Starting
Thursday. So...
Yeah, I love... So this is a true story, dude.
Oh, God,
we can't do media day on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were going to get into, we have to Ball Arena there, so the Avs players do physicals and all that stuff.
Yep.
On Wednesday, and that's usually media day. Can't do it this time because Alanis Morissette's having a concert.
It figures.
And so they're not allowing anybody, because all the different tours have different rules.
Yeah.
I told Evan that was the media's jagged little pill that they had to swallow. But we have to do Zoom on Thursday after training camp started already for media day.
Yeah, it's like rain on your wedding day, basically.
It really is, man.
All right. Also,
if we ever have a Sunday off, though, Sasha, I am absolutely going on the party bus.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
If you haven't checked out the tailgate show, it's a trip. Y'all need to watch the tailgate show just once to experience the amount of drinking that happens on that show.
It's so crazy that people give us shit.
Yeah,
for our
I have a couple beers
rambles.
And it's 11 a.m. on Sunday, and Hank's 4 tequila shots in. And
seriously, so crazy, man. Just the differences in fan bases is something that will always, long after I've retired and I've moved on from sports media, but that will always be a thing that sticks with me.
Yep.
It's just the NBA guys can get away with drafting food states and every dumb thing that you can come up with, and absolutely not that would fly with the hockey fans. We did a couple of dumb drafts and we made them as hockey related as we could.
Yep. And they still performed relatively weak compared to our actual hockey.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah. Dre gets real mad on that show.
Big Bad Dre is my favorite version of Dre.
The Italian starts coming out a little bit.
Oh.
You love to see it.
Dude, I always worry he's going to eat a mushroom and grow 3 sizes and then start shooting fireballs at people. It's kind of what Andreas Wingerli did today. He played like a man 3 sizes larger than what he actually is.
As we get into the second period of the Avs podcast here, he was a monster today.
He was awesome today. He was everything that you wanted to see. Now, do you feel good or bad? I'll ask. How do you feel about the fact that Wingerli against a team like the Kings, not very good, where a lot of those Kings guys are either going to be higher end AHL guys or on the NHL team this year?
Versus this
garbage Sharks group that is not meaningful whatsoever.
Look, I feel a lot better that he showed it at all. I mean,
sure. That you saw it is
yesterday we're having a conversation about how Wingerli's going to start in the AHL. And while I think that probably still holds, a performance like today says, okay, going into camp, we have to consider this guy as someone towards the higher end of the call-up list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it did some good for himself, certainly. Would I like to see it against LA and better quality competition? Of course. But particularly because he was effective on the penalty kill, I think is a big, big important step for him. Because if he wants to make the NHL roster, if he can penalty kill effectively, that's going to go a very, very long way for him, as opposed to just being an undersized guy in your bottom 6.
Okay. Interesting.
That's where I'm at with it. To me, any offense that translates to the NHL level for him is a bonus.
I would disagree, Kevin. The Kings are significantly more talented than all the other groups that showed up at this tournament.
Far and away.
It obviously it helped them that they also do play together. But you look at that, that's like the whole roster is years worth of top 100 picks.
Yep.
Who are all getting ready to make the leap.
Yep.
So it's not like a bunch of Oscar Olsons where,
these guys
just drafted and
3 years as opposed to
exactly
type guys.
That Kings team was when I did the preview over on the PHNX Coyotes pod, we talked about the King. I was like, the Kings roster is jacked.
Yep. Super.
Hope they enjoyed it, man, because when those guys graduate and that becomes their NHL team,
and then their system is just empty.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I really liked the Wingerli thing, man. I agree. It was just that you saw it. Like, before the tournament, we would have said we just want to see something, right? You want to see the flashes. You want it to make sense. You want there to be whatever.
Yep.
I really liked that because we did see it. We saw what we expected. We saw a feisty, quality PK guy who's a really good skater. Who's quick and fast.
Can use his speed to his advantage.
Yeah, is a very smart player. Like, you don't succeed at a high level in hockey being that small unless you really understand what's going on around you.
Love the read on the first goal he scored. He was blitzing towards that back post from the second he stepped on the ice, basically.
Yep.
So he knew exactly what was happening.
Yep, it was a great job and a good job to stay with it too, because it wasn't like that initial shot, the initial offering just blazed in.
Yep,
there was some work there. There was still some work. So
got it on his backhand and finished it. Yeah.
And no, I don't think Wingerli. I still don't think he has a serious shot to make the team.
Just when you talk about the bodies of like Helm and Maltsev and O'Connor, and there's just too many, right? But
well, and then you do look at Shane Bowers
dominated
popped off down here.
Better team, yeah,
popped off down here, and Alex Newhook is going to be ahead of him.
Yep, and
Martin Kaut's going to be ahead of him, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody along the way. Like a JT Compher is absolutely going to be ahead of him.
Let's see.
That's going to be on that list.
You could argue Sherwood. It's like
Sherwood will probably be on that list, and then you also have to wonder where do they view Jason Megna and
bunch of these other guys?
How seriously are they taking Artem Anisimov's PTO?
Curtis
there's just a lot of work.
Still a forward, maybe.
So I think the smartest expectation that we can set for Andreas Wingerli right now is not to make it out of camp, but to go to the Eagles, show some versatility, really kind of follow the LOC path that's been blazed.
Yep.
Go down there, do a good job, kill penalties, be dangerous, score some points.
AHL, yep.
Yeah, and show that you maybe are ready for the next level. And then when injuries pile up during the season, just be playing well at the right time. Like, take care of your business as an Eagle and put yourself into that. Because I just don't think it's super realistic at this point that he climbs over
6 bodies, basically. Yeah.
Like 7, 8, 9 guys that are going to be also competing and all have various advantages ahead of him.
And we haven't even mentioned names like Sakura or Mato or
exactly
going to be those AHL type guys too. Who raised their stock as a deadline trade bait this weekend? You want the real answer? It's probably Shane Bowers.
Yeah.
Just could be reality on that one.
I would say that's as trade deadline bait, nobody. But as like trade bait in general. Because there were people from I think I counted 11 different organizations that I saw.
You told us all about the Nashville Manatees guy that was there yesterday. So
some guys from the Rangers were here, which was kind of interesting. Some other organizations hanging around. I did think it was interesting that George McPhee took in every Avs game.
Watching the competition a little bit there.
Yeah, and some of those were going. Some of the Avs games were going on while the Knights were playing.
So maybe some specific targeting happening.
Yeah,
for sure.
Him just looking at Alex Newhook like.
I believe every single person at this tournament is waiver exempt.
I think you're right.
I can't think of one that isn't. But
Bowers would be the only one that would be close to it, and he's still exempt.
Yep.
Yeah, Nick Henry's still exempt. Yeah, all these guys are. Yeah, anyway, I liked those dudes.
Yeah. It obviously a very nice showing for Wingerli to keep his name in the mix, at least heading into training camp.
Yeah.
Leave a good impression.
Look, the probability that they roll out training camp on Thursday and he's on like their 7th line is pretty likely.
High. Yeah.
That he's like deep in that lineup.
Yep.
Is pretty high. But what also will be true is that we won't know the hierarchy of those lines beyond the first 4.
Yeah, it'll just be like he's on the powder blue one, whatever that means. Yeah.
Well, it'll be like, okay, well, what do you do if there's a line of Wingerli, Bowers, and Kaut? Yeah. It's like,
what does that line? Where does that line slot?
Yeah, is that the 5th line? Is that the 8th line? I don't understand necessarily where they view
that one versus a line of like Anisimov, McDermott, and someone else down there,
Mateau.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's like
you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, hard to separate those two for sure.
So it'll be really more about, now the goal is obviously training camp, but specifically preseason games, getting into a preseason game, doing the thing. So yes, on Newhook looked awesome in his suit today.
Yeah.
He was dope.
Didn't play today, so.
Look, he had 4 assists in last night's game, and
you're right.
Like it wasn't accidental, it wasn't fluky, it wasn't nonsense, it wasn't. He made an outlet pass, and that outlet pass turned into a guy doing something awesome, and he got the assist on it. He had, and I think all 4 were primaries.
At least 3 of them definitely were.
And they were all him creating. Oh, there was,
because Bowers tipped it, so it was technically a secondary.
Yeah, the overtime one was primary because he won the faceoff, and Ranta didn't touch it.
Yep.
So anyway, Newark was great yesterday. He was everything that he lived up to that billing. Within a 4 assist night.
4 apples a day equals NHL pay. It's very simple.
That's a lot of apples, bro.
NHL pays a lot of money, bro.
It can buy a lot of apples.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't eat the core though. Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah, don't be weird, for sure. All right.
You know, I dated a girl who ate a banana without peeling it.
Really?
I thought she was lying to me. And then she did it.
Eats it with the skin on? That's wild.
Dude, it was disgusting.
Yeah, so scored a goal. We'll get into some of these guys in just a second. We are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. It is, I guess, week 2 is technically not over. You can still bet on Monday Night Football, but at this point, you've kind of missed the boat on the free $200 bets, but DraftKings still wants you to get in. You can't get the $200 anymore, but if you bet $1 on any week 3 football game, they'll still give you $150 in free bets instantly. So still a great deal. If you missed it, you can still get in. Not quite as much, but jump on it. Get yourself a new account. Use code DNVR when you sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook. This season, all customers can go for the big swing with same-game parlays as well. Right now, the key is bet Broncos to win and bet the under, and you're crushing the same-game parlays. So jump on it. Make whatever bet you want. You don't have to be football. You can bet on basketball, baseball, hockey. Over the past 2 weeks, I've made money on KBO, Japanese Baseball League, darts, the WNBA, Russian Junior League hockey. There are a couple other in there that I can't remember also. But
I was trying to tell the PHNX folks that them getting into sports betting is adorable, but when they roll into the off season and they were like, oh, we're really into the KBO, and it was like boring. KBO was big during quarantine.
Yeah,
so much. When you start starting to get into darts and drone racing,
you're in deep.
And the Overwatch League, and like that's when you might need to call that number.
Yep. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that DNVR promo code to let them know we sent you. You can get $150 in free bets instantly when you put $1 on any football game with the promo code DNVR. Again, DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only, new customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And then when you make a bunch of cash off of DraftKings, go on over to Strava Craft Coffee. Get yourself 25% off your first order. When you get the CBD coffee, it's great. You can just drink it like your normal coffee at the start of your day, but it helps with aches and pains, migraines, stuff like that. It's like combining coffee and Advil into one magical drink. Makes it that much more streamlined, that much easier for you. Once you love it, you can also get 20% off every single purchase. Yeah, I didn't bet on it because I couldn't bring myself to bet on the wild Russian ping pong that I've found on there, but there's some crazy there are some sports that I'm pretty sure are just like casual dudes playing in like a Friday ping pong league that you can bet
on. What would take the DraftKings Sportsbook to the next level?
What's that?
Is an attached stream for all the things that they allow bets on.
They have the link to the live of everything.
But wow. I mean, just like a little thing where you see your bet and it's like, follow my bet. Yep. And then you just click on the thing and it just pops open a little player and it just starts playing whatever you bet on.
That'd be sick.
Next level stuff. You're welcome. For the next great idea to make your guys' a sports book even more addicting.
I'm sure there's no red tape involved with that at all.
No, of course not. All sports leagues would be totally fine with a sports book just throwing their stream out there.
And, of course, hit up Solace Meds so you can have high ideas like this one AJ just had.
Straight up. No, you hit up Solace Meds so that you think it's a good idea to eat a banana with its peel still on.
Yeah, that would take a lot of weed. 15 to 25% off on select in-store products with Solace Meds. They have 4 locations here in Colorado, and you can order online for pickup beforehand with code DNVR20 to get 20% off your entire purchase. Check out the Wheat Ridge location. Buy anything in there and get a free King Cone to boot. All right. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We'll keep it pretty brief here because I know AJ's gotta get on the road here and head back to Colorado pretty soon. But
I'm in no hurry.
I saw the chat talking about it. They said Foodie looked pretty good at forward for a defenseman today. So picked up empty netters.
Come to my side. Yeah, he got the last empty netter, and he was most deserving of it. He worked really hard for it.
He went all over the ice to get that puck into the empty net. It was wild. Then that's more of the same from Foodie, and I think there are certain guys where like you're taking more encouragement from this tournament as opposed to there are some guys where you're taking, okay, these are the things that they need to work on.
I'm sorry, but if I'm walking out of here and I immediately retract. I'm not sorry at all. If I'm a member of the Avs front office and I'm looking at Jean-Luc Foodie at this tournament, I'm like, we've got a problem on our hands in a good way. Like,
I'd have to play this dude. Yeah,
this is. I don't think he's NHL ready. I don't think he's close to NHL ready. But I think that this is a guy that has a lot of promise, and he just has so many skills that jump off the ice and are projectable. And he's constantly making stuff happen around him. He played all 3 games. He didn't go a single game where I was just like, boy, I haven't noticed 93 at all.
Yeah.
I didn't notice him a lot in all the drills and during the camp and things that they were doing there. But every single game he popped for me on maybe not all game, but in individual instances where I was just like, yep, this is what's up. I'm big fan of this.
Yeah, we talked about it before the tournament, right? There's always going to be those dudes that pop in game situations, and he's one of them. As opposed to at this tournament, Olaus and Barron, I don't think popped a ton, and certainly there was plenty to see that they needed to work on.
Olausson, I'm burning this tape. If I'm him, I'm just forgetting this weekend happened.
Yep, agreed. Go to juniors, dominate that league.
Yep.
We'll come back to it next year.
Yep. And don't even worry. Whatever happened here, just put it out of my mind, my man.
Yep.
Barron, I'm a lot more worried about. I actually am walking into training camp this weekend nervous about
watching him struggle to make reads was very concerning to me.
He's so soft.
Defense is going to be it. He's got to work on it, but we'll just leave it at that, I think.
Yeah,
because the way he was playing defense at this rookie tournament, not NHL caliber. It's that simple.
Yep.
So we'll see. Training camp's a new day. Everything starts again. You can earn a spot. Barron, look, it's not like there was really any change of course for him. The plan was always for him to go to the AHL and play on the defense there and get all the opportunity in the world because the Avs don't have any other defensive prospects except for Klerman. So it's fine. He's going to go work there.
Yep.
In any case, yeah. Anyone you want to talk about that we're missing? Who am I forgetting here?
Yeah, so let's talk some tryout guys because I chatted with some people over the weekend and specifically about the tryout group.
Sure.
I mean, look, everybody that's been listening to the pod for the last week is not going to be surprised when I really liked what I saw out of Jack O'Brien.
Yep. I mean, expect that guy to be relatively high on the list anyway, given that he had a good development camp. He's one of the few tryouts that actually scored a goal at this tournament.
Mm-hmm. What I really liked, obviously his age and like his general situation is intriguing. The Avs are also only at 44 contracts. And his would slide anyway, so it probably wouldn't even really matter. But the reserve list coming up in the next few years is pretty light.
Yeah.
The number of guys that they're going to sign off of that list, and it's not going to get longer because they don't have very many draft picks in the next few years.
In the immediate, you're talking about maybe 2 or 3 this coming season at most.
Yeah. Yep. And so if they wanted to give ELCs coming out of this, the only 2 ELCs that I would be offering would be to O'Brien and Taryn Pfizer. Pfizer did stuff in both camp and in the games in which he played that I really liked. Now, the question after today is how healthy is he? He got hurt in the game today. He was in a lot of pain. It happened right in front of me, and he kept trying it, and you could just see on his face it was done. He couldn't move his arm, and so he went to the bench and left, and immediately was gone. And that no idea what's going on.
Right. If that's a grade 1 sprain, totally fine. It'll hurt. He'll be okay in a week or two. If it's something dislocated, broken, or whatever, it's a whole different animal at that point.
Yeah. He needs development time, but he really showed off an intriguing skill set. Those are the 2 guys that I would be okay if they wanted to give ELCs to. And in the case of O'Brien, I would seriously consider it. I would seriously consider an ELC because he's going to go back to the WHL this year. And if he has the kind of year that I think he's capable of having, he's going to put himself on draft radars. And I think it would really help them to get a draftable prospect on an ELC now.
Yep.
And then when they go into the draft,
how draft picks they have anyway. Yeah.
Not because if they're talking about, we can just, we'll see about how the season he has, we'll see how it goes.
It's too late by then. Yeah.
Well, and then what happens if he has a great season and he puts himself in the 2nd, 3rd round, 4th round? I know even as a second-time guy around that's hard to do.
But you see overagers go in the 3rd round every year, man.
Yeah, exactly. You see the guys that are in their second time through, they go all the time.
Yep.
And when you have limited picks, the idea, I think it would be smart. You get that guy that was on their draft list this year, was a priority phone call for them after the draft was over, and got the invite to him immediately. And you see that. You see, okay, he played well. He played center at this tournament, at this showcase. He held his own. I liked him offensively. I liked him defensively. He got the goal. He was he had good work ethic. He showed well at camp. I thought that given the combination of low contracts, short reserve list, not a lot of picks coming up, this would be a smart ELC to hand out. And then you could look to that way. You're not trying to say, okay, well, if he has a great year, now we're competing with the other 31 teams to draft him.
Yep.
He's a local kid. He's got family ties. He's from Denver. His family owns a bunch of businesses in Denver. That's not obviously not. That's not why you give him an ELC, but it's like you've got the ties there. He would want to play for you.
Well, and
he would say yes to that ELC offer, and you don't have to deal with 31 other teams looking at him next year.
Yeah, it gives a much more enticing development path for him, right? But yeah, you can't give any of the defensemen a real contract, I don't think. Before today, I would have said maybe Sword, but he played his way out of it for sure.
Yep, definitely. That's a tough reality, man. Like you can't have a bad day as an ATO.
Yep,
and it really sucks.
And Sword is a 17-year-old, to be clear. So him personally will have plenty more opportunities to go earn one.
Yep.
If you ignore the situation, and I understand why the Avs will
he's
not.
18 now.
Yeah, okay. He turned
right.
18.
You remember?
He turned
18 last week.
But I also think I would consider giving one to Mutala. I understand, the Avs already chose not to do that and have him on an AHL deal. But as far as guys who don't have an NHL deal that looked well at this tournament, I think Mutala would be up there on my list.
So the AHL contract guys, I think I want to see Mutala continue to develop in the role that he's going to play with the Eagles. I would see how he does this year in this pro role, and then revisit the ELC conversation.
And look,
he's already agreed to the AHL contract, so it's like there's no need to elevate.
I fully understand the reality of the business idea is that if they were going to sign him to a deal, the Avs already would have. So it's not going to happen. But I'm saying strictly on play from this tournament, he would be high on the list.
Yeah, I did. Apparently, I'm tired. I did really like. I did really like him at the tournament, at the showcase. We shouldn't call it a tournament. It's not a tournament.
It's really a showcase, but
So Mutala I thought he was so much better than he was 2 years ago in Irvine.
He was awful in Irvine,
so bad. So this was a big step forward for him, as would have been expected if he was also bad.
Yeah,
that would have been problematic.
Not great for sure, but it's it's certainly an interesting look into the depth of these guys, and I think as we've highlighted, the question in training camp, one of the big ones is who's going to pull ahead of the 9 dudes battling for realistically one roster spot.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. That's where we got you covered starting Thursday. Yeah, coming out of this, big arrows up for Newhook, Bowers, Byram. Yep. Two of those guys, I think, were probably pretty close to locks. Yeah. Bowers needed this; he really did. But yes, he did. This was a met expectations for him. Yep. Which is what had to happen. Yep. So. I would say, smaller arrows up for Ranta and Wingerli and Foodie. Yeah, definitely would agree with you. I liked those. I liked all those guys for various reasons. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that much beyond those top couple of guys are likely headed for too much NHL time, but there's enough there that this was worthwhile.
I'd say anyone beyond that heading to NHL time is going to have a lot to prove in the AHL.
Yeah. Bowers and Wingerli have a lot of work to do.
Yep.
They're going to need to get a little bit lucky along the way.
Yep. No doubt about that. So I guess that's about it for our rookie showcase tournament, whatever you want to call it, coverage. Thank you for tagging along with us. You know, we got you covered for everything coming up. Training camp, obviously, we have a bunch of fun stuff planned leading up to the start of the season as well, and preseason and all of that. So keep it here at DNVR, and we got you covered top to bottom. We will be off tomorrow. AJ's driving home. I'm busy all day, but we'll be back Wednesday to get you prepped for training camp. And then, of course, we'll be live from training camp. Well, we'll be live tweeting from training camp and then doing post-training camp shows every single day. So,
yep. Not going anywhere. Lots of stuff coming.
Yep. So, hope to see you in here again on Wednesday. Thank you, everyone. However you consume the podcast, we appreciate y'all so very much. Until next time, we'll talk to you all later.